Are you kidding me? I just like this epidemic is this is laughable. This is crazy. Are you kidding me? Are people kidding me? Am I crazy? I should go. Maybe I should be hospitalized. Is this crazy? People are just crazy. What are you doing? What is this country doing? What are you guys doing? It's unbelievable. The worst is we became the mockery of the world. The United States now became the mockery of the world. People are just making fun of us. We spent the most money on this epidemic. The most money, $6 trillion. There's no other country that could spend this amount of money anyway. We spent $2 trillion giving people salaries to stay home, and at the same time, the treasury lost about $4 trillion because of the interest rate. And we have the most cases and the most deaths in the world, and it's continuing. The curve is still going up. I just can't believe it. I just can't believe it. And what it's fine. I mean, it's an epidemic. People, we're respectful of an epidemic, and we're doing the best we can. Look at me and look how I look now, with working to save lives and try the best we can. But what makes me even more irate is people saying that, oh, Anthony Fauci, he's doing the best we can. He's doing the best he can. If it wasn't for Anthony Fauci, we'll have 2 million people dead. Is this, is this crazy? Am I living in a dream? It actually looks so surreal. This epidemic told me, it taught me a lot of things about the American people. I know it from before, but it's just a matter of it's confirming some things that we really have to to remove from our culture. We look at the looks, at the raspy voice, at the interesting character that is doing like this when he talks. We're doing and the one that has the scarves, a different scarf every day. It's like almost you're looking at the presidential briefing and you can't miss the scarf. I can't see Trump. I can't see anything. The only thing I can see is the scarf. It's like a scarf coming like this every day in the middle of epidemic. And a different scarf every day, a different color of a scarf every day. And cuteness up to the wazoo. I can't resist the cuteness. Both of them. Dr. Briggs, which we'll call her Dr. Jinx from now on, and Dr. Fauci, amazing. And the other one comes in with epidemiologist, huh? A doctor with the cleavage all over the place, on CNN and other networks, and a British accent. Are these people auditioning for Dancing with the Stars, or they will? Trust me. After this epidemic, these people, some of them at least, will be dancing with the stars. Some of them will be doing reality TVs. Some of them will be doing interviews, and making money all over, and books. These are clowns in the middle of epidemic. I'm in the middle of epidemic. I'm nothing in the epidemic, but I'm doing the best I can, and I can't even, you know, have I can't sleep. I'm working 24/7, and everybody who's in the field working 24/7. But the lead doctor in the country, the lead epidemiologist in the country, they're having time putting scarves and doing full makeup and showing off as if they're going for a contest here. And the little clown Fauci has the time to do 7 or 8 interviews every day. Look at YouTube. Look at YouTube, Facebook. Look at social media and other networks, and radios and blogs. He's all over the place. If I do 7 interviews a day, I'm not going to be able to do anything. I just can't believe it. And people defend the Fauci. Oh my God, he's doing the best we can. It's just Trump. It's just Trump. I understand. Trump is an idiot. So put that on the side. If you're advising Trump and Trump is not doing the right thing, and you see your fellow countrymen dying, falling one after the other, and you feel like there's something else to be done, and he's not doing it, resign. Oh, but he can't resign because if he resigns, the people, if he resigns, nobody's going to be taming Trump and giving him at least some advice. Well, if you're saying that this is the right thing to do, all epidemiologists will have the same idea. All of them is going to have the same opinion. They're going to come out and say, you know, um, do that. So if he fires Fauci, another one was going to come and say the same thing. But you can't stay in a position assuming that he's doing anything or saying anything that Trump doesn't do. Apparently, they're both in cahoots, and he himself confirmed that. He came out 2 days ago. Fauci came out 2 days ago, and he said, "Oh yeah, everything that I asked, every time I go into the president's office and ask for a major thing, he did it." So basically, he's saying, "Do not blame Trump on my behalf. I Everything I asked, he's done." Okay, so after this, if somebody tells me Fauci and Trump and there's difference between them, there's no difference. There's no difference. He pretends that there's difference. He's cute. He's laughing behind. He's putting his hand on his feet or whatever, on his head or whatever other body parts. It's crazy. I mean, guys, people, think. It's not about the looks. It's not. This is professional people. You want to do the looks? Go to Broadway or go to, whatever you want to do. It's about the professionalism. Is he doing his job or not? I mean, I made another. I talked before about a lot about the policy itself, but let's not talk about the policy. Let's not go deep in the policy. But at least, let's acknowledge one thing. So we don't argue for hours, huh? There's two professionals or servicemen or whatever, two plumbers. One plumber in the United States, head plumber in the United States, his name is Fauci, and there's a head plumber in South Korea. The end result, this one, the house is completely flooded, and the other one, he fixed the pipe and everything is fine. I don't care how he did it. You don't believe me, you still want to do the complete shutdown, you want to shut down until 2022, you want to do whatever you want, you believe everything that Fauci said, it's up to you. But the end result basically showed that what we've been talking about since the beginning is right. The only country that did it right is South Korea, or the best country that did it was South Korea. So we put our heads down and we find out how they did it, and we did it exactly the way they did it. We're not reinventing the wheels. Okay? So I don't know how to explain it. Imagine if you go to imagine if you go to a mechanic. You went to the mechanic. You told the mechanic, "My car makes a very noisy, annoying sound when I go uphill." And the answer from the mechanic is, "Okay, don't go uphill." Would you say this is a good mechanic? Of course not. That's exactly what Fauci said. That's the only thing that he can do. It's fine. Don't go uphill, but do something else at the same time to fix it. The only thing that he can talk about, the only thing, is if this is the only thing we learned in medical school or in the epidemiology class, is that don't go uphill. There is a virus that's killing us when we go outside. Okay, so don't go outside. The guy is a Nazi. He went in on Fox News and said, "We will never shake hands again in the United States." Is he crazy? We will never shake hands again. And not only that, we will never shake hands again. Okay, I don't know what his social life is, but apparently he doesn't have any. And apparently he doesn't know that there's other things that humans do other than shaking hands. I mean, maybe having sex, maybe hugging each other or kissing each other. I mean, is he gonna prevent or inhibit all human interactions? Nobody interact with anybody except their family members, maybe, or even not sometimes. This is crazy. This is not how you treat an epidemic. This is how you propagate the epidemic. This is how the epidemic continues to kill people. This is how the epidemic continues to kill people. Think about it this way. We're all thinking, and there's a lot of talk about vaccine, about convalescent serum, about all of these things. Vaccine is going to take a year or a year and a half to develop. And by the way, there's no guarantee that it will be developed. And there's no guarantee it will be effective when it was developed. Otherwise, there would have been a vaccine for SARS and MERS, right? There's, there's nothing. So there's no guarantee. Convalescent serum, maybe yes, maybe no. It works. It's supposed to work, but we don't know if it's gonna work or not. So if you're depending on these two things, you might be up for a surprise. But if you want these two things to happen, the only way to happen is the herd immunity. The herd immunity is the same thing as convalescent serum. It's just instead of taking the blood from somebody that had the infection and giving it to somebody else so we can have the antibodies, no, you're subjecting everybody to the virus in a certain form, and then people are developing their own immunity. For example, when you give a vaccine that, see, I said I'm not going to go into the details, but anyway, when you give a vaccine of a virus, a live attenuated vaccine, that means it's a small amount of virus, and it's also weakened. So it really depends. Ask anybody who ID doctor, he'll tell you the inoculum size is a very, very, very important factor in infection. For example, if I'm out and about with a mask, with a surgical mask, that allows, you know, um, viruses to go through from the side and from everywhere. It's a surgical mask. It's not um, an N95, okay? Or I have an ill-fitting N95, whatever. I have a mask that is. If I have an ill-fitting N95, that means what? That means I can be exposed, or I have a surgical mask. I will probably be exposed to some droplets, virus droplets, whatever. Maybe somebody coughs in my face, and it's going to go in the mask, but some of them is going to go inside, and I'll inhale two coronas. I'll inhale two coronas. Imagine two coronas. It's not going to kill me. My body is going to kill the two coronas, but also is going to learn that learn to make the immunity or the antibody for the two coronas. And then after that, when I'm exposed to a bigger, somebody coughs in my face without a mask, yeah, then I have the immunity for the virus. That's the whole point of the vaccine. So getting the public out before the epidemic. I mean, now it's probably much more dangerous, but we have to do it anyway. But before the epidemic, getting the public out and just having them do, the social distancing, the masks, the extra cleaning of everything, and all of the things that we've done, but minus the countries shut down, we would have been in a much better shape now. I would argue the mortality would have been even lower. Might be the same, but we won't have another surge. If you look at prediction models, and people are coming out, they're getting shut down on CNN, by the way, and networks, because that's not what they want to hear. For example, the best statistician and epidemiologist in the country, Dr. Ionitis, in California, San Francisco, in Stanford. He was there on CNN in the beginning a couple of times. He had a different opinion. He started saying no. There's that's and he was talking about herd immunity also, and he was talking about um, the data and what we have and different way of managing this other than just pure country shut down completely and and not developing any immunity. So anyway, he got shut down. Nobody called him anymore. In CNN, they like to call the people who are scaremongers. There's no news if somebody comes in and say everything is gonna be fine. Just do the X, Y, and Z. That's not news. Nobody's gonna tune in. But there will be news if somebody comes in on CNN and say there's 2 million people that will die, like Fauci was saying. 2 million people will die, and then he went down to 1.2, and then he went, and now he's 100,000 people are gonna die, and then now they're saying much less. It's all a scam. They're mobsters. He and his boss, they're both mobsters. They're working these numbers so we can all get at the end. Maybe we should thank Trump about his response because of the that he didn't kill too many people. So anyway, um, the point I want to make is don't believe these people. They they're gonna destroy the country. If somebody if we have people dying from heart disease as we speak, I mean we're in the hospital. We're not having anybody from any other diagnosis. Even pregnant patients are not coming to the hospital. I don't know where are they keeping the babies or how are they keeping the babies inside. It's really crazy. People don't want to come to the hospital because they're afraid they're gonna die in the hospital or catch the virus. So they're not coming for heart disease. They're not coming for appointments. They're not coming for this. They're not coming for that. And know there is telehealth and everything, but that's not gonna solve all the problems, and not all